Hi, I'm Mike Sisak. I'm a reporter with the Associated Press. I want to tell you about a story that we have about a man named Thomas Ray Hinkle. He's a high-ranking official at the Federal Bureau of Prisons. Now, that's an agency that my colleague Mike Balsamo and I have been reporting on extensively over the last 3 years. And it was while reporting on a different story that we first heard about Mr. Hinkle. That was back in March. What we heard, and what we've investigated and are now reporting, is that he was accused of abusing 3 inmates at a federal prison in Colorado back in the mid-90s. Since then, after those allegations, he has been promoted repeatedly up the ranks all the way to Deputy Regional Director of the Western Region. That's one of 6 regions the Bureau of Prisons has. They run about 20 prisons on the west coast of the United States. Now, in our reporting, we found lawsuits, court records, interviews. We conducted interviews with inmates, with employees, chronicling this man's rise despite these allegations. And also in 2007, while he was a lieutenant at a federal jail in Houston, he was arrested for public intoxication at a music festival. Now, those charges were later resolved, later dismissed, and after that he was again promoted up the ranks. The Bureau of Prisons sent a statement from Director Colette Peters. She said, "Mr. Hinkle has openly acknowledged his past mistakes, gone through employee discipline, sought professional help, and reframed his experiences as learning opportunities for others." She says today she is confident that he has grown into an effective supervisor for the agency. Thomas Ray Hinkle responded to questions from the Associated Press with the following statement. With the support of his friends, family, and colleagues, and through professional help, he has made the most of his opportunity for a second chance to serve the Bureau of Prisons, and he says he's done so honorably over the past 12 years. I speak openly about my experiences to teach others how to avoid making the same mistakes, he says. I cannot speak to why some are dredging up history from so many years ago, but my distant past does not reflect who I am today. He says he's been disciplined for his conduct, and he regrets being associated with it. He says he cooperated fully with investigators in the 1990s, and that today he vehemently and categorically denies the use of racial slurs, targeting whistleblowers, and any other allegations of recent misconduct. Federal prison employees that we've talked to describe Thomas Ray Hinkle's ascent up the ranks as something from the mess up, move up policy. That's what they call it. Essentially, they say the Bureau of Prisons won't necessarily fire or discipline a problematic employee or manager. They will promote him or her to another facility, to another job, making one prison's problem another prison's problem. We've reported on many crises at the Bureau of Prisons, and these problems transcend presidential administrations. There were problems during the Obama administration, the Trump administration, the Biden administration currently. The Bureau of Prisons has gone through a bit of a transition recently. It has a new director, Colette Peters. She has pledged a zero-tolerance policy for employee misconduct and certainly for sexual abuse like we saw at the prison in California. Now, Colette Peters inherits an agency with all of these problems. And what we see in the example of Thomas Ray Hinkle is that, certainly with him, there are people associated with this dark past, allegations of violence toward inmates, still helping run this agency.